All right, so we're diving deep today, folks, into the world of, well, relationships.
Yeah, those tricky ones.
Exactly, the ones that leave you feeling a little drained.
A little less like yourself.
So we're looking at some Stoic wisdom you sent our way.
About how to navigate these situations.
And it's like a guide to self-preservation, but for your emotional well-being.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, have you ever felt that someone was just a little off?
But you couldn't really put your finger on why.
Turns out the Stoics, they were masters at this stuff.
Spotting those subtle personality traits,
That can really impact our relationships.
For better or worse, yeah.
And this source actually outlines 9 specific types to watch out for.
Yeah, it's almost like a personality guide.
But for self-defense. Emotional self-defense, I like it.
And what I think is really fascinating is how Stoicism can help.
Right. This ancient philosophy.
Offering practical advice
for today.
on how to handle these situations.
Like, it's not about labeling people.
Right.
It's about empowering yourself.
To protect your energy.
Yes, and cultivating healthier connections.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's unpack this.
First up is the manipulative friend.
Ooh, tricky one.
I think we've all encountered this.
At some point.
They might seem incredibly attentive at first, right?
Always making you feel heard.
Understood. But the Stoics would caution us to look beyond that surface.
Like Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, said observe actions, not just words.
So true. So how do their actions betray their true intentions then?
Well, imagine them like collecting your vulnerabilities.
Oh.
Like tools.
Okay.
Everything you can find in them.
Fears, dreams.
It all becomes a way for them to control
the relationship.
or exploit it. Yeah.
Interesting. The source even says, a true friend enhances your life. They do not exploit it.
That's a good one.
That's a powerful statement. I like that.
It is.
So how can we apply Stoicism then to deal with someone like this?
Well, the Stoics believe in focusing on what we can control. And in this case, it's our own boundaries.
Okay.
You choose how much you reveal.
What information you share.
Don't feel pressured to just spill everything, all your vulnerabilities.
Right, right.
Because protecting your emotional well-being,
Yes.
that's essential.
Absolutely. It's not about shutting people down.
Not at all.
But it's about being mindful of who we allow into our inner circle.
Exactly.
Okay, so next up we have the constant critic.
Oh, I think we all know this one.
I think we do. This is the person who always finds a flaw.
Always has a reason why your idea won't work.
Yeah, and they often disguise it as constructive criticism.
But it rarely feels constructive, does it?
Not really. It's like they want to just poke holes in your enthusiasm.
Yeah, and make you second guess yourself.
Exactly. The source points out that they rarely offer solutions, just criticisms.
Yeah, it's all negative.
But here's where Stoicism offers a really powerful tool.
What's that?
Detachment.
Oh, tell me more.
It's not about ignoring the criticism entirely,
Okay.
but about choosing how we react to it.
So true. Like Epictetus said, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things.
Powerful, isn't it?
So instead of letting their negativity drag us down, we can choose to analyze it objectively.
Yeah, take a step back.
Is there any truth to what they're saying?
Maybe a little.
Can we extract a lesson?
Right. Is there something to learn?
And if not,
Let it go.
let it go without letting it impact our self-worth.
Precisely. Detachment doesn't mean becoming emotionless.
No.
But it means choosing not to let external negativity dictate our internal state.
Right.
It's about protecting our own peace of mind.
It's like a mental shield deflecting those negative vibes.
Love that.
Okay, moving on to number 3. The superficially friendly.
Ah, the masters of small talk.
They're charming, they're pleasant.
But the connection just lacks depth.
It's like they're always flitting from one social interaction to the next.
Never really invested.
In genuine connection.
Right. The source compares them to, like, the sun on a winter's day.
Oh.
Momentarily pleasant, but lacking that real warmth.
Well.
I like that. And Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, emphasized quality over quantity in friendships.
So true.
So it's not that these connections are bad,
No, not at all.
but we shouldn't mistake them for those deep supportive friendships.
The ones we really need.
Exactly.
It's about being discerning.
Okay.
Enjoy those lighthearted interactions.
Yeah.
But recognize the difference.
Between a casual acquaintance,
And a true friend.
yeah, who's there for you through thick and thin.
Exactly.
This is already making me rethink some of my own relationships.
Right.
What's next?
Okay, this one can be particularly frustrating.
Okay.
The inattentive listener.
Okay. Have you ever felt like you were talking to a brick wall?
Yeah.
They might nod and say, uh-huh.
But their eyes are glazing over.
Their mind is miles away.
Totally.
The Stoics believed strongly in the virtue of presence.
Being present in the moment.
Yeah, being truly present in a conversation.
It's a sign of respect.
Yeah, it's a way of honoring the other person.
Absolutely.
But what happens when we encounter someone who just isn't present?
Yeah, it's tough.
It can make you feel pretty insignificant.
Invisible, unheard.
Like your thoughts and feelings don't matter.
Exactly.
So how can we handle this situation?
You could try gently redirecting their focus.
Okay.
Like ask a question.
Make eye contact.
Sometimes people are just distracted,
Right.
and a gentle nudge can bring them back.
Okay, what if that doesn't work though?
Then it might be time to consider the value of that relationship. If someone consistently shows a lack of interest
Yeah.
in what you have to say,
Yeah.
it might be draining your energy without offering much in return.
Right, and genuine communication is the foundation of any meaningful connection.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so it's about choosing to invest our energy
Yes.
in relationships that are reciprocal.
Where both people feel seen and heard.
Okay, on to number 5, and this one hits close to home for me.
What that?
The empathy-lacking individual.
Oh, this is the person whose world seems to revolve entirely around themselves.
Yes.
They dominate conversations.
Always bringing it back to their own achievements or their problems.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you do try to share something,
Yeah.
they often dismiss your experience
It's leaving you feeling unseen.
and unimportant.
It's like they just have an inability to step outside of their own perspective.
And truly understand what someone else is going through.
And that can be incredibly draining.
Because it feels like a one-way street.
Right.
You're giving, but you're not receiving.
That same level of empathy in return.
Exactly.
So how do we apply Stoicism to navigate this type of personality?
Well, the Stoics believed in shared humanity.
Okay.
You know, like Epictetus, he emphasized kindness and understanding,
Okay.
recognizing that everyone carries their own burdens.
Right.
But remember, empathy doesn't mean being a doormat.
Right. We can strive to understand where they're coming from
Of course.
without letting them walk all over us.
Exactly. We can model empathy without sacrificing our own well-being.
All right.
And this goes back to setting those healthy boundaries.
There it is again. Boundaries.
If someone consistently shows a lack of empathy,
Yeah.
it might be time to reevaluate.
How much energy?
We're pouring into that relationship.
Okay, this is all making so much sense, but we've still got 4 more personality types to uncover.
We do.
I think we're going to need a part 2.
Okay.
So we'll let our listeners absorb all this wisdom
catch their breath.
and then dive back in for round 2.
Sounds like a plan.
Welcome back, everybody.
We're ready for round 2?
We are. We've already covered 5 tricky personality types out there and how Stoicism can help you navigate those relationships.
Some really good strategies.
Some ancient wisdom for modern problems.
Absolutely.
Ready to tackle the next 4?
I am. Fire away.
All right, next on the list is the constant irritator.
Someone who seems to thrive on.
Irritating others.
Exactly.
I know the type.
Oh, we all do.
They're always making those little digs,
Backhanded compliments.
just pushing your buttons,
Trying to get under your skin.
and they get a reaction out of you every time.
The Stoics would say that's exactly what they're looking for.
A rise, a sign that they've gotten to you.
They've won.
So how do we stop playing into their game? Do we just have to become emotionless robots?
No, not at all.
Like shut down all feelings?
No, it's about remembering what Marcus Aurelius said.
Okay.
You have power over your mind, not outside events.
So that's good.
You can't control what the constant irritator does.
Right.
But you can control...
How you react.
Exactly. So it's about that Stoic idea of detachment again.
Choosing not to let their behavior.
Dictate our emotional state.
Right, you got it.
Recognize their behavior for what it is.
A ploy for attention.
And then just choose not to give them the satisfaction.
Stay calm. Refuse to engage.
You'll be amazed at how quickly they lose their power over you.
It's true.
It's like taking away their weapon, right?
Totally.
If they can't get a rise out of you, their tactics just fall flat.
They don't know what to do.
They're disarmed. Exactly. And by staying calm.
You're also protecting your own inner peace.
Which is priceless.
Okay, mental note.
All right.
Stay calm, detach, don't feed the drama llama.
Love it.
Okay, what's next on our list of challenging personalities?
Next, we have the eternal victim.
Ooh,
This one can be tricky
okay.
because it often starts with genuine empathy.
Right.
They're going through a tough time.
Yeah, you naturally want to be supportive.
Absolutely. You want to be a good friend, lend an ear, help in any way you can.
Absolutely.
But the Stoics would urge us to be a little cautious here.
Okay.
Because with the eternal victim, their problems never seem to end.
Oh, I've been there.
They're constantly in crisis mode.
Always something.
And any solutions offered. Yeah, it's like they thrive on that sympathy and attention.
It becomes their identity.
Their way of connecting with others.
And that can be incredibly draining for everyone around them.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, you find yourself constantly giving with little to no progress being made.
It can feel hopeless.
So what's the Stoic approach here? How do we balance compassion with protecting our own energy?
It comes back to focusing on what we can control.
Okay.
You can offer support.
But we can't solve their problems for them.
Exactly. You can't take on their burdens as your own.
Right.
Encourage them to take responsibility for their own lives.
Okay.
And try to avoid getting sucked into their vortex of negativity.
Their negativity black hole.
Exactly. You could be a supportive friend.
Without becoming their therapist.
Or their rescuer. Yeah.
Right. It's about setting those healthy boundaries again.
There they are again. Boundaries.
Making sure we're not enabling their victim mentality,
Right.
but also not abandoning them.
In their time of need.
Okay, it's a delicate balance. I can see that.
It is.
But it's essential for preserving your own well-being.
Absolutely.
I'm sensing a theme here. Boundaries seem to be crucial.
They are the key.
No matter what type of personality we're dealing with.
You're absolutely right. Boundaries are essential for any healthy relationship.
Okay, so let's keep this boundary-building momentum going.
Let's do it.
What personality type are we tackling next?
This one can be particularly painful to deal with.
Oh, no.
I'm sure many of us have encountered it at some point.
Okay, lay it on me.
The two-faced individual,
Oh, yeah.
all smiles and charm to your face.
Oh, yeah.
They turn around and gossip,
Undermine.
betray your trust.
Create conflict.
They just love to play people against each other.
It's like they have this whole different persona depending on who they're with.
It's exhausting to keep up with.
It's so hurtful, especially when you've been vulnerable with them.
You shared secrets.
And then you find out they've been talking behind your back.
The worst.
This is where Seneca's wisdom is super relevant.
What did he say?
He was very clear about avoiding these types of individuals.
Wow.
Like once you've identified their true nature,
Yeah,
distance yourself.
just walk away.
It's not worth the emotional turmoil
The drama.
that they bring into your life.
Protect yourself.
Yeah, it's like performing a trustectomy.
What a great way to put it.
Removing that toxic element from your life.
I love it.
Surround yourself with people who value honesty and transparency.
Yes.
That's the foundation of a strong, healthy relationship.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, we're down to the last personality type on our list.
The final boss.
Here we go.
This is the one that can often feel the most draining.
Okay.
The toxic individual.
Ugh, I can already feel my energy depleting.
They're like emotional black holes.
Sucking the joy out of everything.
Everyone around them,
It's not just negativity, it's like they actively create conflict.
they turned even happy occasions into battlegrounds.
Ugh, it's exhausting just thinking about it.
It is. Their behavior can leave you feeling drained, anxious.
Questioning your own judgment.
Exactly. It's essential to remember that you deserve to be treated with respect,
Yes.
and you have the right to protect your own well-being.
So how do we deal with this level of toxicity? It feels like just being in their presence can be harmful.
It all comes back to focusing on what you can control.
Okay, here we go again.
Your reactions, your boundaries, your peace of mind.
Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries.
Remember what Epictetus said. External chaos cannot harm you unless you allow it to take root within you.
So we need to build up those emotional shields
Those boundaries.
that prevent their negativity from getting to us.
From penetrating our core, yeah.
And if necessary, be willing to cut ties completely.
Sometimes it's the only way.
Your well-being is worth more than trying to maintain a relationship with someone who consistently brings you down.
Absolutely. It's not worth it.
Surround yourself with people who uplift you,
Who align with your values.
who bring joy and positivity into your life.
I love that.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
It feels like we've mapped out the entire landscape of challenging personalities.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
But I'm curious, where do we go from here? What are the takeaways for our listeners? It's like we've done a deep clean of our social circles, you know?
Yeah, identifying those energy drains.
And now we can be so much more intentional.
About who we let into our lives.
It's all about making choices, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Choices that align with our values.
And that lead to a more fulfilling life.
I think that's what the Stoics were all about.
They were big on virtue and wisdom.
Living a good life.
And our relationship, they play such a huge role.
Right. It's like that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
If you're surrounded by negativity,
Yeah.
it's going to affect you.
But if you're with people who uplift and inspire you,
That changes everything.
so be mindful of the company you keep.
It's not about judging
No, it's about understanding the impact.
on your energy, your well-being.
That's so key. And remember, folks, this deep dive wasn't about labeling people.
No, not at all.
It was about giving you the tools,
Understand.
different personality patterns.
And to make conscious choices about your relationships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, that final question from the source really stuck with me.
Oh, which one?
If your energy is a precious resource, who are you choosing to share it with?
That's a good one.
It's powerful, right?
It is. It reminds us that we have a limited amount of time and energy
We need to invest it wisely.
in the people who nourish us, support us, bring us joy.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It really has.
I feel like I have a whole new perspective on relationships.
You too.
And some practical tools for navigating those trickier personalities out there.
Exactly. And remember, Stoicism is a practice.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
Of self-discovery, of growth.
So keep exploring, keep learning,
Keep choosing relationships that uplift you.
and support your journey.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's it for our deep dive today.
But the conversation doesn't end here.
Keep sending us your fascinating sources,
We love hearing from you.
and we'll keep exploring together.
Until next time, folks,
Remember, protect your energy.
and invest it wisely.